And this is part 3 of theories of change. And this is talking about behavior modification. So looking at social change on an individual level. And this is what psychologists would look at. And so this is behavior modification. So as I've said previously, it's very difficult for humans to change. We don't like change. Um, have you ever seen a new stoplight or a new stop sign be put in into your area? It's very hard to get used to. We've seen that in one of the main streets here in Renfrew. It's hard to get used to. Or if your when the periods change at your school or the timing of your periods change from year to year, it's tough to get used to. It's the idea of inertia. Objects that are in motion want to stay in motion. Objects that are at rest want to stay in rest. Now, let's look at the idea that behavior modification, or to change essentially a bad behavior that you have, maybe it's procrastinating, maybe it's sleeping through your alarm. It's a stage process. I think the popular media often jokes that it's about 12-step processes to stop certain behaviors, but psychologists would say it's a 6-stage process. The first stage is pre-contemplation. Pre-contemplation. So this is where you say, I don't really have a problem. It's quirky. I like myself the way I am. So let's take, I'm a big dude and I need to lose a stupid amount of weight. So pre-contemplation's like, I'm just big boned. I like myself being full figured. It's part of my personality. The jolly big giant, the big teddy bear, the tummy of jelly, the Santa Claus, if you will. You know, um, that's what the pre-contemplation stage would be. The second stage is contemplation, and this is the idea where you start thinking like, do you think I should do something about this problem? Should I do something about this weight problem? Should I start walking, eat vegetables, or lift weights? Um, do I in the morning do clothes fit more snug? Um, is there an extra chin in the mirror? This would be the contemplation stage. Uh, the preparation stage is number 3, and this is where you investigate. And what is my problem doing to my health? How does my problem affect those who love me? And I guess it's kind of hard to think about as teens, but as you get into your 20s and 30s, when the doctor says to you, if you want to have kids, do you want to be able to see them grow up? That's some tough love, but I guess the answer is yes, and something's got to change. What is the weight doing to my quality of life? The spending of buying bigger clothes. My fashion closet is growing in 2 ways, I suppose. Number 4 would be action. Okay, so you make a commitment. So I'll keep doing this or I'll never change. I'll exercise 20 minutes 3 times a week. I will eat a salad every day. I will stay away from chips and pop. Number 5 is maintenance. Okay, and this begins 6 months after the action stage begins. So this is like a transition. I must find alternative ways to deal with my problems. I must avoid people who are going to drag me back into my old habits. Okay, come over, watch the basketball game, and we'll eat a bag of chips. We'll have extreme nachos with like 8 cheeses. Oh, let's go to a family function. Oh, don't worry about it. You can eat healthy during the week, but on the weekend it's yours. You kind of have to avoid those situations. And finally, 6 is termination, and only 20% of changers reach this stage. And this is where you don't have to work anymore. It's just part of your daily routine. Some people who've tried to quit smoking say it's, after it's a 3-day hump. And if you ever watch what's that called? Super Size Me, he talks about the 3-day hump a little bit as well, where it just becomes a natural part of your routine. So I don't know, for teens, could it be trying not to text after 9 p.m. or try not to look at a screen at 9 p.m.? It'd improve your quality of sleep, um, or stop procrastinating. You can go through the steps, and that's for behavior modification. And then finally, just 2 terms um, that make a lot of sense in terms of individual behavior. The first one's cognitive consistency. Cognitive consistency. It means we want to do what we do and what we think are consistent. So I know this bag of chips is bad for me, so I'm not going to eat them. That's cognitive consistency. Cognitive dissonance, and I'll spell that, that's DISSONANCE. This is the theory that people try to avoid conflicts between what they think and what they do. So the only way to reduce dissonance is to change behavior to be consistent with your beliefs, or you can rationalize your attitude. So let's take smoking, for example. And most people know that smoking is bad for your health, but they will rationalize in their head, well, my great aunt Elma, she smoked a pack a day and lived to 99. Or, oh, I can quit smoking at any time, and in 10 years they'll have a cure for lung disease. Or in terms of eating, this bag of chips, this chocolate bar, it really won't hurt me in the big scheme of things. I will, I'll go for a run tomorrow. That's cognitive dissonance, when what you think conflicts with what you do. And a very interesting idea. So that is behavior modification. And again, social change, individual change, very, very difficult. That ends our 3-part podcast series. I feel very cultured saying that. So yes, I'm a bit of a nerd. That concludes Unit 1. You made it.